And right now we're talking about how AI will shift customer experience to the next level. One technology trend that has caught everyone's attention in recent years is the way AI is evolving. Its disrupting nature has given its enormous potential with countless applications. Amongst the many possibilities that AI promises, CX seems to be completely overhauled. Well, this panel discussion today will cover why chatbots and AI have the potential to transform CX provision for the better, how AI and data analytics improve customer experience, understanding where AI-powered solutions will make the greatest impact, how AI ML RPA applied to improve customer experience, addressability, wherein we're talking about best practices for offline, online integration data monetization, and AI techniques to support omni-channel customers and dealers' journeys. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for this topic, we've got our eminent panelists. First up, Joy Gabriel, data science and technology innovator, Telkom Indonesia. Well, Joy, a data scientist, software developer, and an innovator who has delivered many creative and engaging solutions in massive scale technologies. He's somebody who's rewarded as the Alibaba Cloud most valuable professional in big data starting from 2019. We're also joined by Sergey Kizyan, the CTO Intetics Inc. USA. Sergey is an ardent advocate of tech innovations and dives into the smallest details of every tech trend. He's the author of the People-Oriented Management book, and he's listed amongst the top authors on Code Project Resource. We're also joined by Ardya, Dipta, the data lead, driver, trust, and safety, Gojek, Indonesia. Well, at Gojek, as an AI and machine learning expert, Ardya is focused on applying data science and AI to create a social impact for millions of people. This entire conversation is going to be moderated by Shitalkumar R, Senior Data Scientist, AVP, PT, Smartfren, Telecom, Indonesia. Well, Shitalkumar is a veteran in bridging the gap between the business stakeholders and the technology in developing innovative solutions like data-driven products and service. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with this, we present to you our eminent panel on your stage and screen. Also, if you may have any questions directed towards our panel, feel free to type it in the Q&A tab. We'll pass it on to our moderator if time allows towards the end. Over to you, Shitalkumar, to take it forward with your panel.
Hi, Vanna, thank you very much for coming out. Okay, so from the hassle of finding a specific place in an unknown city with heavy traffic to the intelligent navigation system, from the hassles of time-wasting shopping queues to the intelligent recommendation systems, artificial intelligence is changing our world. We are entering into a world where our abilities are getting augmented and assisted by AI. With the introduction of GUI-less interacting devices like Alexa, enterprises have set up new standard for customer experience. Machine learning algorithms, big data technologies, and fast processing systems are supporting this AI journey. So today's discussion, we are focusing on how AI will shift customer experience to the next level. And we have our panelists, Joy Gabriel, Sergey, Kizyan, and Ardya, Dipta, and already introduced by Bhavna. So we will start this discussion with the opening statement from each one of our panelists. So let's start with Joy Gabriel. Please give your opening remark on the topics.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sita. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity. I all. For the I think for the beginning, we will talk about how the AI in customer experience, how AI can be enabled for the customer experience, right? That's from my side. That during my IT career as a IT practitioner, I always look the development from the system, policy system, from the for the start of the development. We look for the organization knowledge first, and yeah, we doing some observation and observation from the organization for how the business process works, and then we can talk to the other topics. In essence, AI as an enabler in the system. Yeah, that's the keywords. But this is the most important thing, because in the most of the topic of AI, AI is one of the technologies can drive the organization. But yeah, as the IT people, we must know that the AI is like any other tools, that we can take it as a support or as a strategic topic. And when in my experiment, I apply like BPI, BPA, business process engineering, and business process opportunity and system development. For the example, when in my experience in one corporate, we running the personality analytic development. We the first time we must know how the organization hires people and how the organization needs the how that they make the hiring system, hiring policies, and then the last we must identify that what the business process can replace by technology or that cannot be replaced by technologies. At the last, the key is the AI in application, in implementation is very unique. It's very unique in the organization. So yeah, we must explore first, observe first, and then we make this for the AI implementation and AI technologies. That's like that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Joy. So next, we can have opening remark from Sergey Kizyan. If I'm pronouncing correct, please go ahead. Yeah.
So the question is about AI usage. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm presenting a big software development house with hundreds of engineers, and we do software development services for many organizations, including big enterprises. And I must say that artificial intelligence now became more and more like must-have technology for success of organization, for competition of organizations, because it gives really added value. I have many samples of successful implementation of AI technologies, especially in customer experience. For those people that have interactions with customers via technologies, I mean, interact with client via mobile apps or web applications, and not only, we see more and more cases when we use artificial intelligence for IoT devices with very limited computation power, and even so, those reactive machines work extremely efficient. So I have a lot of cases. We're happy to discuss them here, and I must say that from my point of view, artificial intelligence is a key success factor for customer experience of nowadays and nearest future.
Okay, thank you, Sergey. So let's move on to Ardya. Please have your opening remark.
Hello, thank you, Shita, for inviting me here. It's an honor for me and for Gojek to be in this panel. And yeah, my name is Ardya Dipta. People usually call me Dipta. I'm currently data lead for the driver trust and safety at Gojek. So basically, I lead a team of data scientists and analysts that we leverage how we can leverage the advanced analytics, so data science, including AI. So to ensure that all of the trust, and we ensure the safety of the platform for anyone, not just the drivers, but also for the consumers and also for the merchants. Yeah. Gojek has been massive since the app launching, right? Since 2015. I think since that launching within 3 years, the number of completion orders up to about 1,100 times, since the launching of the app, and that's how we have to leverage this big data and also the automation in AI, because we cannot do simply making manual rule-based decision making again, right? So we given all this skill at Gojek now, we always have to have all of the automation and leverage all of the data that is available to us there. I think that's it for me. Thank you.
That's very nice opening remark from our panelist. So let's move on something in deeper side. So as we are talking about customer experience and what is the involvement of artificial intelligence in customer experience, so the entire customer experience paradigm is going to change. And as we can see that it's not just one side that we are talking about customer experience, but when we include artificial intelligence into enterprise, we need to change various business segments. We need to update many business stakeholders with new technologies and new idea of using these insights into their business. So we can a little bit discuss in detail that in the customer journey from onboarding to their online, how AI is involved in your enterprises in different segments. So if you can continue, Ardya, please share your experience how Gojek is using AI in this customer journey from onboarding to getting live.
Yeah, so there are multiple initiatives to improve customer experience using AI at Gojek, right? What I can tell a story is about from the trust and safety perspectives, because we try to improve the customer's experience overall by eliminating all of the fraudulent behaviors on the platform. You know that there's always fraud activities in any kind of platforms, right? And this kind of fraudulent activities do not basically making the consumer experience bad, right? Because for example, some of people that expect that for example, as a customer order go ride or go car, and they expect that a driver can pick them up within 5 minutes, but actually because they're faking their locations, so the driver came much later. So 5 minutes, it turns out we are 15 minutes, for example. So this kind of things that we like to try to tackle, right? How come that? So it's for some people that's these drivers can this driver can actually fake their location. So this kind of fraudulent behaviors that we like to eliminate, so that we can have a better experience for our customers overall, and also for the driver and the merchant, because we would like to be fair to everyone, right? For if on the app our estimation is like 5 minutes, why it has to be like 15 minutes? For example, it gives a customer quite a not good experience. And also from the other side, we have to be basically to have improve the overall. For example, I can share a little bit story about the GoFood recommendation as well. For example, before AI or before any recommendation system, people usually they scroll the GoFood menu, right? And initially, when we did not have any kind of recommendation system, people may have to spend like 2 or 3 minutes to find their favorite food on the GoFood app. But given this recommendation system, all of the favorite food of our customers can also be put on top of it. So from the like 3 minutes of scrolling, now it can be just like less than a minute or just 30 seconds, for example. So that's improved the customer experience overall, and and reduce the overall transaction time. yeah, so that's a couple of examples that how AI at Gojek improve the customer experience. That's it from me.
Sergey, can you would you like to add something to it?
Yeah, I also wanted to share our latest sample, which is really nice and extremely interesting from my point of view. We right now we implementing a big system for healthcare industry, and it's not enterprise, but it is as big as enterprise. And as these guys have extremely high load of calls, especially now with coronavirus and stuff, and they are not capable efficiently handle all the input. We can call them customers. All the input calls from clients, from patients, and we do now combination of artificial intelligence and IVR systems that recognizes voice and can make decisions. And what we found on early stages is that AI helps a lot now to do this customer journey. We call it customer journey, very fast, very efficient, sometimes even much more efficient if real person answers, because AI has already predictions and do quick analysis of what patient is calling, how to direct him to correct department, and so on and so on. And I must say that that's one of samples. Another sample in customer journey we have in retail industry, where we have not Amazon but similar idea. Yeah, big platform for selling stuff. And this platform's idea is not that customer can only browse, but sometimes customer goes through some kind of in the past it was with real agent, went through some kind of questions to locate correct device and so on. So now artificial intelligence replaces it at all, and it gives also huge cost reduction for those companies, because they replace human that sit and answer calls and chat to clients, especially on early stages. And when client come to agent now, we have much more knowledge that is generated on the fly thanks to artificial intelligence, and agent receives already some conclusion, already some analysis of customer journey results. So I must say that these are like latest samples that I observe as chief technology officer of the company, and I see results of it. They are impressive.
Okay. Thank you, Sergey. Can you please share your thought on this customer journey and how AI is involved here?
Okay, thank you, Shital. Okay, for the journey, maybe I want to talk something that what's happened to now. Now, as we know that we live in the era of choice and personalization. As the trend now, as you know, like health personalization, like healthcare personalization with stem cell medicine, and then therefore, in this digital era, on the way on the growing up of the many digital platform, many digital business, or many any other business that using the digital to leverage their business, that we can see that the customers have more options. And then when the customer more options, that now as the business business doers or the practitioner, we must know how that the customers want. So that's why I think that the design thinking is the best thing, the best theory for to develop the product. We know that in the digital in the design thinking, that first we must empathy to the user or empathy to the customer. From the user, from the empathy, we can find the many use case that we can see, we can leverage, we can tweak, and so on. There are many applications for the AI that we can use today. There are many technologies, many tools, and many methodologies. But the most things is how that we implement the AI to the business and not make it to overkill. Like we kill the we kill ant with machine gun. Like mine, like some experience from the last topic that I talked about in the hiring process in the corporate that I ever to develop from the scratch. From the development, I use the some design thinking process from the hiring process to know the hiring process how it go. Like I said for the some business process that we can use the like rule based learning, because it didn't need to be very sophisticated. But some business process like how we can handle the questions from the like the talents for hiring process, that we can use the chatbot for automation. Because if we have about more than 1,000 participants to our assessment or hiring process, it's very difficult to reply one by one, right? So then we make online our featured customer service that we can serve them easier. So I said it's very diverse for the AI implementation that can be used like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. Very well answered. So as I would like to share, like I'm also from Telecom and I'm implementing AI in customer journey. So I think onboarding is one of the key point here to implement AI. And as we have talked about Gojek here right now, he has talked about anomalies, how customer can give at the time of registration. So can we just elaborate here that what kind of anomalies you see and how you are detecting with the help of AI such kind of anomalies or frauds in the customer journey? So you can start, Joy, from here.
Okay, thank you. For the, I think for the business and the customer journey to the AI, like in the beginning, I said that that's two type of the IT implementation. That's it can be support or it can be strategic. So we can set the support as IT driven by business, or and then the second is the business driven by IT. So if we said that if we're using the IT like AI in our customers, that can be anyone that can be make one new culture that that it makes the, if we have one culture, then we can have the new ways of work, like in this coronavirus pandemic era, that we said everyone going from home, from everywhere, that how we can how can we oversee all of our employees, that it's very difficult to know about them. how they works, how they is that anything the issues in their works, or it can be in the maybe they can suffer the health problem. So we make some automation in AI, like the chatbot used for the help desk. Then we make some auto development, like every people make we track the works, and then we tap, and then we can see, and in the dashboard we may enter some algorithms to create the best development I think development package for them, like maybe online training or maybe near certification. So then that's can be a new ways of working today. So that's why I think if we have implement to AI in the business, it can make a new culture, and the last it can make the ways of working. Like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. Ardya, would you like to elaborate on anomaly detection, how you are using it in your system?
Yeah, sure. Basically, anomaly detection is one of the methods how we at Gojek try to keep Gojek as one of the safest platform, right? One of the safest super app platforms. So we try to ensure that all of users, not just the customers and also the drivers and the merchants, all of them feel safe on our platform. So that's why we try to eliminate and prevent any kind of that fraudulent behavior or the anomaly behavior on our platform, right? So I can give you one example. We don't want to have such such abusive customers, for example. So if you can see that. But here, given the size of the data that we have, we can have a lot of we can do a lot of things to track this kind of anomaly behavior, right? For example, if pre-AI or pre the big data, maybe you have a human validator that check each of these transaction or each of the behavior of your customer. Maybe it was still possible during the pre-AI era or pre-big data era, but now we already have like more than about 3 million orders per day. Yeah, about more than those. How you cannot depend on the human validator, right? So we always have to leverage all of our data. So one of the simple thing is it possible is let's say if you're in Indonesia, in Jakarta, let's say one customer just done he just using a go ride, yeah, or motorcycle taxi at a certain area. I would call it like a Kemang. And but the next minute he already being picked up again at Ancol, which is like 20 kilometers away. And then just next minute it's completely impossible, right? So those kind of it's completely impossible, and it's definitely an anomaly. So we know that this kind of this kind of user is actually highly anomaly that can be abusive to our platform. So having this kind of behavior, what kind of data that we can look at, right? So we can look into their behavior in ordering ordering service at Gojek, and also their movement, their mobility. So all of this kind of data at Gojek we can leverage them to ensure that all of these kind of things, all of these kind of acts can be eliminated and can be prevented perfectly at Gojek. So so basically it's a very interesting initiatives, and it's there's a lot of things that can be done by using this anomaly detection.
Yeah. So I think for your service, it is important to detect both the sides of anomalies, like from drivers as well as from customers, so that nobody can impersonate on the name of other.
That is correct. Yeah. You just can't imagine that how there's so many weird behavior that that we didn't expect at all. And yeah, people chat random words, or people chat a very so these kind of things are you can only look these anomalies if you use AI, and yeah, looking into the yeah this kind of data to ensure that everything's normal, everything's fine, yeah, everything's safe. That's it.
So, okay, before moving to Sergey for getting answer on this question of anomaly in customer experience, we would like to inform audience that they can also ask, and we have allocated some time for answering them. So please feel free to put your questions. Sergey, can you please elaborate on anomaly detection, how you are using it in your customer experience journey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do. I must say that from my point of view and experience, I think we used anomalous detection mainly for security and like controlling of the system, because every system is tried to be like hacked or cheat. People try to cheat it and so on. So in our case, if mainly if we see anomaly, if we detect some anomalies, it means that we look for some security issue, or it might be also some like technical issues that we mainly ignore. While security issues, it's like if we see that client while its journey with the company and with the flow of using artificial intelligence, if we detect something, some anomalies, usually it points us to some kind of attacks or some kind of not standard actions that user or things that pretend to be user tries to perform with the system. So that's I think main direction for anomalies if you're talking about of course customer experience, because if you're talking about anomalies in other places where we apply artificial intelligence like self-driving cars, there it means absolutely different things. So here it's mainly about security.
Okay, thank you, Sergey. So moving on to the next question. I think chatbot is also in boom right now, and it's playing as a key player in customer experience. So can you just elaborate how you are using chatbots to leverage your customer experience?
I can start. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so I want to return back to my previous example about healthcare industry, and where we basically added chatbots that help people to do customer journey and to do onboarding faster. And as I said, what I really like is the combination of chatbot and IVR system, is this voice recognition and that speaks to client. In this case, it looks amazing. When you test it, you don't feel even that it's not a human. Chatbots now are so comprehensive and strong, so it is hard to imagine. I think even like any company website without chatbot now. Yes, and if you're talking about a customer experience for different applications, for different platforms, all the support, for example, it's almost 100% chatbots. It starts from it, yes, because as I can do it. So chatbots with artificial intelligence and machine learning technologies, that's a standard now, I think. And some of companies prefer to start from something simple like just chatbots without machine learning. But then when they see value and when they generate a lot of data to do training and to do machine learning on it, it joins. And experience is really amazing. So I must say that In our case, when we're talking about chatbot now, that's for sure something that is not like simple rules of answering to typical questions. It is a solution that can text or in some cases also speak as a human that can react to different, absolutely different situations and reaction. So quite often people don't recognize that it is not human. So use a lot and it's only growing.
Okay, that's good. So before moving forward, I would like to have a audience question. There is one audience question. So what are the customer service problems AI can solve to reduce cost and improve customer experience? So any one of you can answer it. Just please go ahead. Should I repeat the question? What are the customer service problems AI can solve to reduce cost and improve customer experience?
I can start.
Okay.
Yeah, for the customer service, basically it's what Sergey has mentioned before. So first of all, we're reducing costs by definitely using chatbots. Yeah, for example, there are some very basic questions that customer service definitely can always answer. But if these kind of questions are that too frequent to ask, and it's pretty straightforward to be answered by a chatbot. So maybe having a chatbot can save the human customer experience time a lot, right? And also one of the other usage would be the level of the, what do you call it, efficiency of the customer service agents. Usually, for example, you don't want to always have your full team at any time, right? So there might be a busy time, or there might be a less busier time. So you can always have your manpower to be reduced to at certain number. So yeah, so by given that also you can always have a more efficient team as always. And yeah, you can also leverage this save time and save effort labor to do something else that so that's the kind of things that currently what
Anyone
I can
wants
think of.
to add to this question? Yeah, Joy or Sergey?
I can add, in terms of cost reduction, any automation helps to reduce cost because you use less human hours and more computer hours instead of, so it is cheaper. We have sample, for example, when we automated call center of 800 people and reduced it to 300 people. So it's like, and how artificial intelligence can help here is for sure a lot also, because all the things that repeat, you can put it and you can teach machine to do it. So you reduce amount of human work dramatically if you did correct design and architecture of such systems. So, for example, support. All the support, you have agents that answer questions, and if you have high load, as we just mentioned it, on peak hours, you just cannot do your customer service well, or you need to have more people, and then when load is lower, you still pay them salaries because it is hard to hire a person for 2-3 hours a day. Yes, so you have persons that is loaded on peaks. If you add here chatbot, if you add here some machine learning, artificial intelligence technologies, they will take load from these calls, from these chats to support of any of your system, and they can close most of the cases because they are simple. And rest, they will come only to real agents for support. So support is I think first a direction where you can implement these technologies and reduce your cost. And then depending on business, if your business allows to put some kind of these technologies and also to automate things, you'll see a huge cost reduction as well.
Yeah, so basically we are here trying to proactively detect customer problems rather than they're trying to reach us. We should start reaching them. So I think this is one of the basic motto of the artificial intelligence, to make businesses proactive, right? So this can be one of the addition and cost reduction, and also time saving for customers to reach out to customer care and just waiting in the queue to connect the call and give their replies and share their problems. I think in telecom also we are trying the same thing. We are trying to proactively detect where customers are facing problem and trying to resolve it as soon as possible before they reach to us. So I think if Joy want to add something to it, just please go ahead.
Thank you, Sital. This is an interesting topic because I want to talk. I want to share some some of my experience in this coronavirus pandemic. In 2020, I helped the Minister of Health of the Republic of Indonesia to develop how can we make the what I said, the handling the COVID-19 pandemic. One thing that I developed is Telesehat Desa. Telesehat Desa is the platform for the rural people for getting the exit strategy for the health problems. Mm-hmm. Like they want to know about the education, about how the consultation, and then the third is the nearest health facility. Because as we know, in Indonesia, we have the most so many level of health facility. There are a hospital, the government hospital, or in Indonesia it's called RSUD, and then the last is Posyandu and Puskesmas. Puskesmas seems like the preventive health facility, but in some cases they can make some rehabilitation. So in the rural, for the people in the rural area is for reach the health facility, the hospital is so long that can take 2 hours and until 3 hours, especially for the people in the sea, in the sea and then the mountains. So we Indonesia have many types of our rural area. Then I developed the Telesehat for the teleconsultation, because most of our doctors and our health professional is focusing in COVID-19 pandemic. But how can we serve also the people in the rural area that want to consult and anything? Because many health facilities is closed, and many also help to handling the COVID-19 pandemic. And then we develop many chatbot with 144 symptoms, and then can screening, or if that they can self-assess, and then some disease it can be self-cure, and it can be also going to the health facilities. So it makes the many changes for the 1,000 people that access the Telesehat. Is just maybe 50 that can that really going to the hospital or going to the Puskesmas.
Okay, here I think we are going out of time. So just concluding remark, I think all of you have already given. Is trying to add here that as we are moving from GUI based customer supporting tools tools, GUI-less customer supporting tools like Alexa or such devices where voice recognition is playing big role. So I think customer experience is going to touch the new standards right now. Yes, it is implemented in few of the selected companies or enterprises right now, but I think it is going to be involved in everywhere. So I think next session we will discuss more on that. But right now, okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us, and thanks Word AI Show for including and making part of this panel. Over to you, Farhana. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shitalkumar, for moderating this wonderful discussion. Thank you, Sergey, for joining us, Joy, Ardya, all from different parts of the world, and that's what makes it so special, the final panel discussion. On behalf of TressCon Global, we thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.